Beetle-free.
Is that you?
Who were you expecting?
I'll be right there.
Oh.
Hang your coat up.
Hang your coat up. Yeah, I'll hang my coat up. Oh. What's going on in here, Rosie? It's colder in here than it is outside.
It's the boiler again. I called the super. He said that the men were working on it. That was at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Gee.
Starting, it won't do any good. And the water was off all day also, so dinner will be late again.
I don't know how much more of this I can take. Last week, no hot water. The week before, the elevator wasn't working, and now this. I wasn't so damn tired, I'd go downstairs and raise some hell.
Well, sit down, relax. How do things go with the shop today?
It doesn't go, you have to push it. I push the workers, the boss pushes me. One of these days he's going to push a little too hard, and I'm going to go right out the door.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. After 30 years, he could at least treat you like family.
That's the trouble, he does.
Who's that?
I'll get it. Ah, it's you. Come on in, I want to talk to you.
Well, what do you mean you want to talk to me? What do you want about? Well, look, Mr. Kagan, I don't want no trouble here, you know? I just came up here to tell you, there won't be any heat tonight.
This is crazy. It's the middle of the winter already. I can't count how many days we've been without heat. And I suppose you'll tell me I'm the only one in the whole damn building that's complaining.
Yeah, well, don't blame me. Blame Corbin Enterprises. You know, I'm lucky to get a paycheck every week. And besides, you know, I ain't too thrilled about the letter you sent them about me not doing my job.
Well, shoot. Got a message for you and Corbin.
Yeah.
That furnace is either fixed by tomorrow, or I call the Board of Health and the Bureau of Tenants' Rights.
Yeah, well, you call whoever you want.
Yeah, I'll call, and you tell him that he can't pressure me, and he can't get me out of here.
Well, Mr. Corbin told me that you were a troublemaker. And if you don't like it around here, you can move out.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him the satisfaction. And you tell him that. You tell him if he wants me out of here, he's going to have to come down himself, and with a gun to get me out of here.
Yeah.
You hear?
All right, well, I'm going to go.
What's that?
What is it?
I'm going to go down and see what's happening.
Be careful!
This is the police. Come on with your hands over your head. You're surrounded.
Oh, boy. It was Mr. Katowski.
My God, is he still alive?
He's alive. It's his hearing aid that's dead. He likes to watch Miami Vice with the sound blasting. Half the building now wants to kill him. The other half is still hiding under their bed.
Thank goodness he's all right. You know, it sounded just like when we were on our honeymoon in Atlantic City. Do you remember, honey?
Yeah.
We were awakened in the middle of the night by the woman in the next room. She was pleading, please, please, don't stop. I'll never forget the terrible sound of that man gasping. Then she screamed, please, please, don't stop. I thought we would die laughing when we realized what they were doing. Remember?
Of course I remember. That's the first and last time I ever heard those words in the bedroom.
Everyone knows action speaks louder than words, Mr. Bunny Rabbit.
Bunny Rabbit, yeah. Hey, it looks like Ronald Reagan's going to run for another term. Hey, look at all these ads they have in the paper today for homes down in Miami. You know, what was that name of that condominium your sister bought? in Miami?
Remember. Had a beautiful name, though. Heavenly Villas, Golden Lakes. I think I wrote it down by the telephone. Here it is. Paradise Shores. Why do you ask?
Let's see. Oh, yeah. They have an ad for it right here. What'd your sister say she paid for it?
$75,000. It's in the best location. 2 bedrooms, a sun porch, and the biggest clubhouse and swimming pool you can get.
Your sister must be going for her changes. According to this ad, you can get the whole kit and caboodle for $49,995.
She must have made a mistake. My sister would never lie to me.
The last time your sister told the truth, we were at the World's Fair standing in front of the Trilon and Perisphere.
Read your paper.
Hey, listen to this. It says you get style, sophistication, and ambience. It's good to know they have it right there in case you got to go to the hospital.
You must be tired today. I'll make you some hot tea.
Hey, they make it sound almost too good to believe. Listen, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, $1 million clubhouse, and activities to keep you busy from morning till night.
It must be true. Everyone is buying a condominium. You can even buy one on the telephone.
What are you talking about? How do you know?
I was talking to Mrs. Turner the other day. You know, the widow who lives on the first floor. She got a telephone call from a company in Florida that was selling their last few condominiums at special prices.
You don't tell me she bought one.
No, she was very careful. She told me to send her a brochure complete with pictures. It's a very reliable company. They even have a telephone number with a long-distance number. You can call them for free.
Yeah, so what happened?
Well, they sent her the pictures. She showed them to me. The condominium is gorgeous. It has beautiful lakes and fountains that shoot water up in the air with colored lights at night,
wow,
and pretty flower gardens and palm trees, and a privacy wall all around the place.
Wow, sounds pretty good. What's the name of it? I'll look and see if it's in the paper today.
It's in Miami. It's got a very patriotic name. I can't remember. It's not Valley Forge, no. Oh, I'm sure. Now I know. Liberty City.
Some people have all the luck. The only calls we ever get are from either swindlers or politicians asking for our vote. You know, Rosie, we ought to think about maybe getting out of here and going down there. If the weather and the pollution doesn't kill us, some mugger probably will. I'll tell you, with my pension fund and with my Social Security, we could probably afford one of those fancy condominiums.
Do you really think so? Everything is so expensive nowadays. I would die if we moved down to Florida and had to come back because we couldn't afford it.
Oh, come on, Rosie. Your sister told you it's like a free lunch down there. They take care of everything. They have those all-you-can-eat dinners. I don't know, what do they call them? Early Eagles or something like that. And she says, if you're smart, you take along a plastic bag, you can take home enough food to eat the next 2 or 3 days.
She did mention that. And she said that the banks and the stockbrokers and the funeral homes all give free luncheons just for listening to their commercials. One of her neighbors bought 3 plots for herself in 3 different cemeteries. My sister loves Florida. She says her day isn't complete unless she gets something for nothing.
With all those freebies, we'll probably live better down there than we could here.
Do you think so? God, it would be wonderful. Like starting over again, a second honeymoon. You could learn to play golf and go swimming every day, and I could do my ceramics and make lots of new friends, but what about our little Mikey? I couldn't bear to be so far away from the little darling.
Oh, come on, Rosie. You know, Robert is graduating law school soon. Maybe he'll even open an office in Florida. Anyway, they can come down and visit us a couple of times a year.
I know, but I would feel terrible leaving so many wonderful memories behind. Like the time we bought our first new car and we drove it around the block 20 times to make sure all the neighbors saw us.
Oh, I have memories too, Rosie. Like the time our car was stolen, and the second time, and the third time.
You are so unromantic. Do you remember what you did when we came home from our honeymoon? I still get goosebumps when I think how you carried me over the threshold and right into the bedroom.
Oh yeah, Rosie. Those were the good old days. In the bedroom, in the living room, in the kitchen. You seem to forget, our first place was a furnished room.
You'll remember it your way, I'll remember it my way. And how about the time you came home from work and forgot that the apartment had been painted? You got it all over yourself. I almost frightened that poor old painter to death the next morning when I asked him into the bedroom to show him where you put your hand the night before.
Yeah, he was lucky. He could have been disappointed twice. It was just a touch-up.
That's enough, Max. Let's talk about moving to Florida.
Yeah, you're right, Rosie. I think we ought to think about it. We're not getting any younger, and the way this place is falling apart, you know, at least down in Florida, we'll be our own landlords. We won't have to wait for some stubborn, loudmouth dictator to take care of things around here.
What if there's no landlord? Who takes care of the place?
Oh, look, I found out all about that. You see, in the condominiums, the owners all get together and they elect their friends to the board. See, and then they form clubs and committees and they have parties and they enjoy themselves. I mean, what could be bad about that? It's like our government in Washington. Same thing.
Max, promise me you will not get involved in politics. Remember what happened the last time you started with that union?
Oh, Rosie, you're always with that union. You're always bringing it up. It's different. The union is different than the condominium. See, with a union, the people all get together to see what they can get from the big shot bosses. In the condominium, you don't need that. Everybody is a big shot.
You'll have a lot of friends.
Yeah. Can't wait to see the expression on my boss's face when I tell him I'm leaving. He'll probably beg me to stay, even offer me a raise. But no way, Rosie. I made up my mind we're going. Goodbye, New York. Florida, here we come. Go ahead. Let's get the suitcases packed. No. First of all, call the kids and tell them we're going to have a going-away party.
Oh, Max, I'm so excited.
Patience, Rosie. Remember you said, first I learned to play golf, then the second honeymoon.
I think I'm going to call my sister tonight and tell her the good news. She'll be so glad that we're coming down to stay, not just for a visit. I'll ask her to call the developer and tell him that we're ready to buy. It's wonderful. They make it so easy for you. You can live in New York and buy a condominium in Florida. You don't even have to be there. It's good to know there are still some people you can trust. I guess that's why they call it Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Do you think it pays to move our furniture?
No, it'll probably cost more to move it than we paid for it in the first place. Anyway, I heard you could get a tax write-off on it if you give it to the good work people.
That's goodwill, not good work.
No. Good work is when you do something good for somebody. A goodwill is when someone dies and you inherit everything.
Oh, Max.
All right, you know, the furniture doesn't look so bad. Let's take it along with us.
Okay.
Rosie, go call Glenda.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited. She's not going to believe this, Glenda. Imagine going to Florida. Hello, darling. Have I got wonderful news for you? Daddy and I are going to move to Florida. We are going to buy our own condominium in Miami, and we're having a big going-away party and inviting all our friends. It's going to be wonderful. Our own castle in the sun, just like the ads on TV. No more cares, no more worries. I can't wait until we take a moonlight walk on the beach. It's going to be wonderful there. Why, I can't wait until we just relax and unwind and not have to run anymore, just to slow down. Of course, we'll miss you, but you'll come down and visit, and who knows, maybe Robert will open an office down there. My sister says he can earn a good living just by making out wills and by notarizing those applications for handicap parking stickers. Now listen, remember, Saturday night, and bring a good appetite. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited I forgot about the baby. How's he feeling? Good. All right, give Robert my love, and we'll see you soon. Goodbye. Oh, Maxie, I can't believe it! Florida!
You know, Rosie, I think this is the best idea I ever had.
are my daughter. There's Glenda. And her husband, Robert.
Mr. Gibson.
Hey, nice seeing you. Thank you.
And this is Lillian Turner, our downstairs neighbor. This is Herman Gibson and his wife, Barbara. Max has been the shop foreman in their factory for over 30 years. Glenda, get the Gibson something to drink and a dish of my Swedish meatballs.
Oh, sure, Mom.
I just have to check something in the oven. I'll be right back. Make yourselves comfortable.
Thank you.
Hey, hi, boss.
Hey, Maxie.
How you doing?
Okay.
Barbara, nice to see you. What a pretty dress.
Thank you.
Why don't you have a seat?
Thank you.
Hey, now that I'm officially retired, I guess you don't mind if I call you Herman.
Barbara, did we terminate him from the group health?
Yesterday,
Was the security gate notified?
we did that the day before.
Oh, God. Did I sign his last paycheck?
We did that today.
What?
Just a joke, Max. Just a little joke. Now that you're unemployed, there's no reason why you can't call me Mr. G.
Hey, that's great. You know, we always got along great because you were always willing to compromise. That's terrific. How you doing, Bob?
Good, Dad.
Good. This is nice.
I'll get that, Daddy.
Okay. Why don't you have a seat? Take a load off.
Look who's here. It's Mr. Gutowski.
Oh, how do you do? It's good to see you. Rose, it's Mr. Katowski.
Hi, Mr. K. I'm so glad you came up.
The super told me you're moving to Florida. Is it true?
Yeah, we're trying to get away from the freezing cold.
I know. We're all getting old.
This is Mr. Gibson, my former boss.
Oh, yeah? My father was a farmer, and he had a horse.
Glenda, take Mr. Katowski into the kitchen and get him something to drink.
Sure, Dad.
What are you painting pink?
Drink.
He has some life.
What are you talking about? She died 10 years ago.
I know. It's been so hard for you for so long.
You got that backwards. It's been so long since it's been hot. I can't remember if once upon a time I had a good girl, or once upon a girl I had a good time. Surprised you didn't? You didn't know I was involved.
No.
Yeah, look. I played the Orpheum, and I played the Gaiety, too. I was a top banana. And then the Tuckies came along. Now I'm just an old gaffer out of work. I remember it like it was yesterday. But lately where am I? Did I eat yet?
Come on, Mr. K.
So tell me about your condominium. You know, I used to go to Florida on vacation when Miami was Miami. We always stayed at the Surf Coma on Collins Avenue, right on the ocean. Barbara and I would walk down to Wolfie's every night. The sidewalk was so crowded, you'd have to walk in the road. Everyone got dressed to the hilt. And to look at the women, you'd think you're at a mink convention. Oh, all the big names came there. We saw Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole.
Sophie Tucker.
And Sophie Tucker was great.
Wow.
Now I hear Denny's took over Wolfie's, and the only minks you see are in the pawn shops. In a few more years, there'll only be one place left that's like Miami used to be in the good old days. No traffic, nice beaches, and no criminals.
Yeah, where is that? Yeah, where is it?
Where else? Cuba.
Hey, you know, Mr. G, that's why you're the boss and I'm only the worker. You know, as long as you started asking me about condominiums before, let me tell you about ours. I mean, how bad can it be when it has a name like Paradise Shores?
I don't know, tell me.
All right. According to the brochure, it is really fantastic. They say you don't even need a car there. It's close to everything. You can practically walk to the airport, and there's a big shopping center right across the street. And if you happen to get sick, knock wood, the hospital is only 2 blocks away. But the best part of the whole thing is you're your own landlord. I mean, the place won't be falling apart like this place. I'm really looking forward to a lot of peace and quiet. Now tell me, is the condominium the best investment in the world or not?
You're a shrewd man, Max. I'm sure you'll get everything that's coming to you.
Great. And look, if you and Mrs. G come down to Florida, you make sure you come and stay with us. I'm sure once you see the place, you'll change your opinion about it. It is great.
Have some Swedish meatballs.
Oh, wait till you taste these.
Specialty.
Did you make these, Glenn?
Mine did.
Oh, Mama's meatballs. Taste these. Oh, let me show you this over
Have
here.
some of these. They're right out of the oven, and they are delicious.
Thank you, Glenda. You know, Glenda, your mother is a wonderful cook.
Oh, she sure is.
I'm sure you're going to miss her being so far away in Florida.
Well, it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment, but we're already planning on visiting once or twice a year. You know, my husband was captain of the swim team at his college, and he is looking forward to that Olympic-sized pool at the condominium. You know, it'll be the perfect time to get the baby used to the water. He's in his last year of law school, and if there's an opportunity, he may open up an office down there.
That's not a bad idea. My nephew was an attorney,
Oh.
and he moved down there 5 years ago. It was amazing. He couldn't hardly make a living when he was in practice in New York.
Figures.
The whole family used to call him Joe the Jerk. So he moves to some small city called Sunset, Sunlight, Sun something, and gets friendly with some politicians. They took a liking to him, and before you know it, they helped him make millions in some kind of secret land deals.
Wow.
You know how people are when they get rich. We hardly ever hear from him anymore.
Right.
He's very busy. He's very busy spending 3 to 5 years working right alongside of his friend the mayor. So you see, Glenda, if your husband has a lucky break, he could be called Rich Robin too. I'm sure my nephew would be only too glad to show him the ropes.
Oh, thank you. That would be great. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Katowski! Do you have to go to the restroom?
Yeah. I need to take a rest. While I'm there, I'll take a pee. While I'm there, I'll take a pee.
So, how are you, Mrs. Turner? Mama says that you're going to be moving to Florida too soon. Seems like everyone in the whole city is moving down there. Well, you must be making a lot of plans.
Oh, yes. You know, when my husband died 35 years ago, I stopped driving and sold our car. But you never know what's going to be, so I made sure to renew my license every year. The first thing I'm going to do is buy a car so I don't have to depend on someone to take me everywhere. My husband, Frank, he should rest in peace, said you're always safer behind the wheel of a big car. When he drove our car, it was like he owned the road. He could back it into a parking place so small. Bang, bang, boom, and he was in. It was easy with our Buick Roadmaster. I can remember it like yesterday when he taught me to drive. He took me out on the main highway, and I drove for more than 2 hours. It wasn't easy, you know. I must have counted at least 20 other cars on the road. When I get down there, I'm going to look around and see if I can find one just like it. And if not, I'll treat myself to a new Packard. You know, the real estate salesman told me that once I get on this road called I-95, I can go anywhere. You know, driving a car is like riding a bicycle. You never forget, true. I still remember the rules of the road and how you put your hand out the window like this to make a right turn. You know, people would obey the law and not go over 35 miles an hour, like me. We wouldn't have so many accidents. You just let me know when you're coming to Miami, and I'll pick you up at the airport. No sense taking your life in your hands with some strange taxi driver.
Oh, no, thank you. We'll probably rent a car, you know, because of the baby things and everything. But we'll be sure to see you when we're there.
Oh, I hope so. Oh, would you excuse me so I can get a glass of water to take my nitroglycerin pill?
Oh, sure. Ma, did you know that Mrs. Turner has a heart condition and that she's on medication?
Oh, it's nothing. She told me that she gets indigestion once in a while, that's all.
Oh.
You'd never suspect the way she gets around that her real problem is with her cataracts. Here, I'm sure that she's going to relax and enjoy her condominium. There's nothing to worry about. Put the cookies out, honey.
Oh, sure. Look what we have here. Cookies.
Oh, great. Did you bake these?
Of course.
Oh, what do you taste these in?
Have some, Mrs. Gibson.
Oh, thank you.
Terrific.
Is that good?
Honey, over here.
What?
You've been so busy, we haven't had a chance to talk.
What?
You know, this thing with your parents moving to Florida and buying a condominium is so sudden. They didn't even discuss it with us.
Well, do you think that they're making a mistake?
Oh, no, it's great for them. But it's certainly going to put a crimp in our lifestyle. You know, we eat over here 3 times a week, and we never have to pay for a babysitter. Well, I'm not even counting all the times we go out to dinner and your father picks up the check.
If they had discussed it with you, what would you have said?
Well, I would have pointed out to your father the increase in Social Security benefits he could receive by working a few more years. And I would have pointed out to your mother all the extra money they would have to furnish a new place by saying this rent-controlled apartment no longer. Well, then they would have what they have, and we wouldn't have to give up anything.
I can't believe you just said that.
What?
After everything that my parents have done for you. When they leave, I want you to go over to my mother, give her a big kiss, and tell her how much you're going to miss her. And then shake my father's hand and thank him for putting you through law school.
But I didn't mean it that
Oh,
way.
whatever you meant. I just hope that someday you're in a position to help my parents. They'd be proud of you.
Well, I know it didn't sound right, but I was only thinking of you and the baby. Well, as soon as I graduate and pass the bar exam, I'll take care of all the legal affairs. Well, I didn't get the estate in order and drew up a new will. Well, gratis, of course.
Mrs. Gibson was right. The family is going to call you Rich Robert.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, never mind. I'll tell you later. It's a private joke. I should help Ma. Oh, it's Mr. Katowski. I forgot about him.
Let's get me out of here.
What happened to you? Oh, my goodness.
Hey, it's terrible. I was standing in the cubicle doing my business, and when I went to turn the knob to flush, all of a sudden it started to rain like go in. And then I remembered I was standing in your shower.
Rosie, get a couple of towels and dry Mr. Katowski off. I'll mop up the bathroom.
Poor thing. Oh, it'll be all right. Here, Glenda. Thanks.
Here.
Oh, here you
my
go.
goodness. There. Oh, okay. You know, I read somewhere there's a course you can take that helps improve your memory. They help you to teach you. They teach you how to associate people and places with objects. Like, if you met Mr. Dillinger, you think of a dill, like a dill pickle in a jar, dill in jar. Isn't that easy?
Don't believe everything you read. I took that course too. And when teacher came to me, he told the class he had an easy way for them to remember my name. They should think of a cat towing a ski. Katowski.
I never thought of it that way, but it's certainly a good idea.
I thought so too, Rosie. But when the class was over and everybody was going home, the teacher was standing by the door showing off, saying goodnight to everybody by name. When he came to me, he said, "Good night, Mr. Pussy Pullwood." I never went back.
Did he refund your money?
Who? I have to go home and get my umbrella.
There's always a catastrophe when Mr. K is around, that's for sure. Oh, look at that. Robert's been busy.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, what is this?
Mama's punch.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you, dear. Nice.
I guess he's going to make a toast.
Oh. Good.
I'd like to make a toast
See?
to the two most wonderful people in the world. Though they're moving far away to Florida, they will always be in our hearts and our vacation plans.
Oh, Barbara, let me have the going away present. A friend of mine in Florida thought I was buying a condominium, so he sent this to me. Since you're going first, I want you to have it.
Oh,
isn't that nice?
thank you. How nice.
Oh, open it up, Ma.
Oh, we could cry later.
Oh, nice, a book.
Oh, just what we need. Making friends at your new condominium.
Oh, read what it says.
Listen to this. Welcome to your new condominium. Being noticed is the first step in meeting your new neighbors. By following the simple procedures listed, you will soon have them knocking on your door and calling you on the telephone. When entertaining guests at your condominium after midnight, be sure to have them blow their car horn as they exit the parking area. This will show your neighbors that you like to party and how much you are enjoying your new home.
I never thought of that. Read some more.
When shopping at the supermarket, if you have difficulty maneuvering the crowded aisles, always push your shopping cart into the ankles of the people in your way. This will save you time and show others that you are not a tourist.
Sounds like a lawyer's dream. Keep reading.
Never be rude and interrupt your conversation when exiting or entering the condominium elevator. Push the emergency stop button so you won't be disturbed by the door trying to close. You can then continue at your leisure and not have to wait for the elevator when finished talking.
Makes sense to me. What's next?
Make new friends by sharing your cooking specialties with your neighbors. Open all the windows in your apartment when preparing onions and eggs or making garlic rolls. The delicate fragrance of your prized recipes will have them knocking on your door in no time.
Why are they in for a treat? The last time Rosie baked garlic rolls, it paid up my sinuses for a month.
It's always teasing. Making new friends while driving your car is easy. When arriving or departing your condominium, always acknowledge neighbors who are walking with a toot from your car horn. Some of them may be startled by your friendliness and respond by waving back wildly with their middle finger extended. This is a standard gesture at condominiums. It means they think you are a #1 condo owner.
You have a few of them working for us, huh, Max?
Oh, I sure do.
Go ahead, Rosie.
Put your free time to work in making new friends. Now is the perfect opportunity to learn to play a musical instrument. One of the most popular in condominiums is the organ. Whenever you are lonely and in need of company, set your organ to deep bass and play 2 or 3 choruses of When the Saints Come Marching In. That'll liven up things. Staying healthy to enjoy your new lifestyle is important. When relaxing at the pool, always bring 2 extra towels to place on either side of the chase you are using. This will give you the privacy you seek while keeping at a safe distance others who may have a communicable disease.
All right, Rosie, that's enough. It'll take all night to read that whole book. Besides, by the time we finish reading it, we'll have plenty of friends.
Right.
Oh, here's a little something from me.
Thank you,
isn't that nice?
Lillian. What are these for?
Oh, they're for when you get tired, but you can't sleep. They're perfectly harmless. You can only get them with a prescription. My Frank passed away before he could open this bottle.
Ma, these are Valiums. You could become a drug addict.
Oh, don't be silly. My husband took them every day for 10 years, and he was no addict.
That's all right. Don't worry. Thank you, Lily. It was very thoughtful of you. I'll put them in the medicine chest.
Hey, everybody, I want to say something. This going away party is really a great idea. I should have invited the whole apartment building. You know, it hardly seems like we've been living here for 30 years, through good years and through bad years. And I couldn't have done it without the love of a great woman, my Rosie. We want to say we really love you, and we're going to miss you a whole bunch. Come on, Rosie. Let's start on our second honeymoon. Do you remember the plans we had when we were 22? The dreams that we had, how often we thought they never would come true. But then through the years, hard work and tears, our plans all came to pass. So put all your worries and cares to rest. We're on our way, dear, at last. How we're on our way to Miami to live the good life by the sea. We worked and we saved for a lifetime. Our golden years happy will be. Oh, you will spend time by the poolside, just sunny and swimmy, how free.
You'll stop playing golf with the fellows.
Just picture me up at the tee. For the kids will come down on vacation. Our son-in-law will have his degree. And our daughter Glenda presents us with grandchild for you and for me. The golden years, dear, are upon us. The time to enjoy has arrived. Yes, we're on our way to Miami. Let's thank the dear Lord we're alive.
There just aren't enough hours in the day.
You're 100% right, Rosie. Golf in the morning, swimming in the afternoon, shuffleboard at night. If this good life gets any better, I'll need a vacation. Oh. Hey, Rosie, listen to this. Did you read what this condominium communist writes in the newspaper today?
What do you mean, communist?
You know the guy that writes about the condo problems, people write him in letters and he answers back? What's his name? Jake Manhole.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen to this. Dear Mr. Manhole, I recently received a letter from my board of directors demanding that I pay to recover the pocket billiard table in our clubhouse. They claim late one night my teenage son damaged the cloth while he was fornicating on it. Do I have to pay? Signed, accused. Now comes the answer. Dear accused. He spelled it C-U-E, like Q-stick. Yeah. In my opinion, unless your declarations and bylaws specifically prohibit this act, you are not obligated to pay. I would suggest your son find another place to carry on his amorous activities. Otherwise, he may find himself behind the 8 ball, and you with an unexpected grandson.
Times sure have changed. Do you remember when my father caught us playing post office and you nearly had a heart attack?
I always said I was born 50 years too soon.
Oh, sure, Mr. Valentino. Read your paper. I'll go pack the groceries.
Hey, I played golf this morning. I filled in a foursome with these three snowbirds. Can you believe it? They come down here for 2 months and they play golf every day.
What do their wives do?
Well, the first one said his wife was begging him for a diamond ring. So of course he's going to have to get it for her. The second one said his wife is nagging for a Rolex gold watch. So I asked the third one, I said, what are you getting for your wife? He said, nothing.
His wife must love him a lot.
No. He says what he does. He gets up at 6 o'clock every morning. He rolls over in bed next to her and he whispers in her ear, what'll it be this morning, honey? Golf course or intercourse? She rolls over and says, get the hell out of here.
Very funny. Don't get any ideas.
Promises, promises. Listen to this one. Dear Mr. Manhole, there is an owner who lives in our condominium. He is 77 and has a steady stream of women young enough to be his granddaughters going into his apartment day and night. Isn't there a law that gives us the right to know what's going on? Signed, Concerned. And now the answer. They're concerned. No. There is no law, and stop worrying about the women going in. If you're really a good neighbor, save your concern for the day he doesn't come out. Oh.
Coming. Yes?
Good afternoon. I'm your neighbor from down the hall. We only come down for a few months a year. I never had the opportunity to meet you. My name is Esther Mathen.
Come in. Come in. I'm Rose Kagan, and this is my husband, Max. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you enjoying your condominium? Are you new to Florida? Where did you live before?
It's very nice here. It's our first time in Florida. We come from New York. Are you here with your husband?
Oh, sure. But he's busy checking out which banks have the highest interest rate on CDs and the best free gifts. Last year, he got a color TV, and he called about 20 doctors until he found one to trade with for my bunion operation. We're still getting calls from doctors who want to take out my gallbladder or put in a pacemaker. One of them asked me if I'd like to start his privates. You know what I mean? I see you've been shopping. Do you use coupons?
Not yet, but I'm going to start soon.
I'll show you where there's a store that doubles all coupons and is open 24 hours. The air conditioning is so cool, sometimes we walk around for an hour without even buying anything, just for the exercise.
Oh, that's nice. We've been looking for a dining room.
Oh, well, I certainly would hope so. I can see you're new to Florida. Did you get your senior's discount card from McDonald's yet?
No one told me about it.
Oh, I can see I came at just the right time. Rosie, you could use an education. First thing tomorrow, I'm going to take you to get one. And while we're there, we'll pick up a bunch of paper napkins. They're right by the counter, and you just help yourself. I haven't bought a package of napkins in 3 years.
You mean you just take without asking?
Darling, are you a smart shopper or what? There are 3 privileges that come with moving to Florida. 1, you take what you want. The 2nd, you don't have to ask. And the 3rd, if you can get away with it, is not paying.
I didn't know.
Then we'll take a ride down Royal Beach Boulevard, and I'll show you where all the early bird restaurants are. The best, in my opinion, is Dundonick's. They always put out plenty of pickles, coleslaw, sweet and low. We eat out 3 or 4 times a week during the season, and I'll tell you, it adds up quick. I bet we have over 1,000 of those little packets in the house.
My goodness, didn't you read? It could cause cancer.
Rosie, listen to me. Cancer, schmancer, it's free, so why worry? Then we're going to go to the library.
Oh, you don't have to bother. We don't read much anymore.
Who said anything about reading? If we get there early enough, we can still pick up a roll of toilet tissue and a pack of hand towels. Forget it, by 11 o'clock, you wouldn't find enough paper to wipe your nose.
I never heard of such things.
Don't worry, Rosie. In a couple of months, you'll be just like me.
Hey, sounds pretty good. I'd sure like to meet your husband.
Oh, you would love him. He owned a big company, and he made a fortune with his push formula. Every day he pushed his workers a little bit harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, intimately.
Does your husband, a hubby, play golf?
Well, he plays, but what he really enjoys? Racing around the golf course in the electric car. He said it reminds him of the good old days driving bumper cars in Coney Island.
And what's his handicap?
Handicap? Like, he doesn't have any. He's perfectly healthy.
No. No, what Max means is he a par golfer?
Well, of course not. He's past 70. He's a grand par golfer.
Yeah, right. And when I get back from Denmark, I'll hit from the red tees.
Rosie, what's he talking about?
Pay no attention to him. He was out in the sun too long.
You know, you can't be too careful down here. I volunteer at the hospital 2 days a week. The sun does strange things to some people. Well, I've got to be going. I live right down the hall, last unit in the line. I'll see you in the morning. And remember, don't buy anything until you check with me. I have free coupons for everything from eye surgery to enemas. If it ain't free, it ain't worth having. Toodaloo!
Bye.
Toodaloo. Hey, you better watch that woman. I think she finds things before a lot of people lose them.
Thanks.
I'm not going to bail you out of jail either.
Behave yourself.
Hey, we get any mail today?
It's in the kitchen. Here it is.
Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, Rosie, don't make any plans for lunch next Tuesday. We've been invited to the grand opening of the Majestic Pavilion LLCF.
What is an LLCF?
Well, according to this brochure, it's a luxury life care facility.
So, explain, please.
Well, from what I read here, it's an expensive geriatric playpen, like the Playboy Mansion, of course, without the bunnies, of course. Listen to this. Specially prepared gourmet meals, body massages with warm oil by a professionally trained staff. Oh boy, look at the picture of this masseuse, Rosie. She's a professional, all right. You think maybe I could get a little sample while we're there?
You're not talking to your macho golf buddies now. A good hot cup of coffee will give you the same thrill.
Hey, look at this. They have motorized wheelchairs with stereo.
Isn't that dangerous? What if something should happen?
No, it says they are easily operated by even terminally ill, and they come complete with a shut-off dead man switch.
What will they think of next?
You want to know what they'll think of next? I'll tell you. On Saturdays, they have a chauffeur limousine that takes you shopping.
Now that makes sense. What kind of social activities do they have?
Well, let me see. It says there's something for every day of the week. On Monday, it's basket weaving for fun and profit. On Tuesday, they have dirty dancing lessons.
Wow.
On Thursday, there's
Wait a minute. What happened to Wednesday?
Wednesday is a spiritual day.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, yeah, that's when they all pray that they'll be around for next Tuesday.
Everything is always a big joke. You should have been a comedian and the whole world could laugh at you.
Oh, come on, Rosie. I wouldn't miss this grand opening for the world. And make sure you bring along a couple of plastic bags.
Who's the other letter from?
Oh. Wow, look at this. It's a fancy envelope. It's from a law firm. Vico, Pecker, and Straightman.
Never heard of them.
I never heard of it.
What do they want?
It says, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Kagan, in accordance with the rules and regulations in the bylaws of your condominium declarations, be advised that you are in violation of Article 7, which you acknowledge reading and signing at the closing of your purchase. It is an obligation of all owners to abide by the rules. In order that the common areas be properly maintained in a clean, safe, and orderly manner, no owner or member of the household shall dispose of waste products without first encasing them in a plastic bag not less than .003 gauge. I don't know. The governing board reserves the right to inspect all garbage. On 2 occasions, you were reported by monitors. Be advised, in order to maintain peace and harmony at Paradise Shores, your directors have retained this law firm to enforce compliance. The board will meet shortly to vote on filing a legal complaint. Govern yourself accordingly. Arnold Vico, Pecker, and Straightman.
Oh my goodness! What are they talking about? What papers do we sign about throwing away the garbage? Bylaws, declarations, they're gonna put us in jail!
Don't get all excited, Rosie. Look, I'll take care of it. The garbage is none of their business. I've been taking out the garbage for 40 years. I'm a pro. Maybe I should wrap the garbage in a ribbon and take it to this Vickers Pecker or something.
It must be a mistake. They never bother anybody. Look, let's give Robert a call and ask his advice. He's almost finished with law school. He'll tell us what to do.
Right.
You know the number?
Yeah, I know the number.
Never heard .3 gauge. Oh.
There he is. Hi, Bob. How are you? Yeah. How's our precious daughter and grandchild? Good. Listen, there's something I want to speak to you about. By the way, how are you doing in law school? Good. Okay, listen very carefully. This is very important to Mama and me. Did you ever hear of a law firm called Vico, Pecker, and Straightman? No, I didn't kill anybody. Stop making jokes. Look, let me tell you what happened. We get this letter, and apparently we must have signed some papers when we first moved in here, some rules they say, and now we get a letter from a law firm, and they say they're going to sue us for something. Right. No, I can't send you the letter. We can't wait. Mama's having conniptions as it is. Yeah, listen, I'll read you the letter, all right? Okay. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Kagan, in accordance with the rules and regulations,
Coming! Yes?
Hello, ma'am! Here is your free copy of the Herald Examiner. We're having a half-price special today, and it will be delivered to your door every day for only 90 cents a week. I can earn enough money to go to Washington, D.C. See the Lincoln Memorial on the Washington Monument.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What did you say? Say that again, the last part.
I'm all mixed up. I can't start from the middle. I'm going to have to start from the beginning. Hello, ma'am. We're having a special. I'm going to be delivered to your door every day for only 90 cents a week. I've been earning enough money to go to Washington, D.C. See the Lincoln Memorial on the Washington Monument if you subscribe. I only need 3 more customers, and I will be eligible for college tuition bonus. If you subscribe today, you will also receive a free hurricane tracking.
Please.
No, I'm not done. Hey, lady!
Then it says, govern yourself accordingly, Arnold Vico, Pecker, and Straightman. Okay, now you heard everything. What do you say? What do you mean, get rid of habeas corpus and file a summary? Look, I'm not a Supreme Court judge. Talk English. Yeah? Oh, so you think they're trying to screw me around and run up some big legal fees, huh? Is that what they teach in law school? Yeah, look, I didn't mind helping you through law school. I don't want to buy a Mercedes for this Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, whatever they call it. Yeah. Okay, listen, go look in your law books and find something. Make me proud that I told everybody you're a genius. Okay? Yeah, call me back soon. All right, goodbye. I don't believe this.
Well, what does he say?
I don't know.
Hey, you remember when we first signed for this place, they gave us this big stack of papers in an envelope. Where is it? They told us we were moving into this castle.
They're in the floor of the guest closet, somewhere in the back.
I'll go look for them.
Always something, always something.
Oh! What are you saving all this junk for? It won't fit in my mausoleum.
Just leave it, Max. I'll straighten it out later.
I think I got it. Ooh.
It looks like it's never been opened.
Well, why would I open it? Didn't they tell us when we moved in that we had nothing to worry about? When we were purchasing this piece of paradise, he said, and all our worries were over.
If that's what he said, it's true. It's all a big mistake.
You know, I wondered at the time, if he said it was such a piece of paradise, how come he wasn't living in a condominium?
Sit down. Relax. It'll be all right.
I'm going to read this whole thing through, line for line, if it takes me all month. Hey, didn't that broker, when we moved in, didn't he tell us that this place was so great that even the developer was living here? I'll call him in the morning and he'll straighten everything out.
Don't bother. Don't you remember I told you when the last apartment was sold, he moved to Hawaii.
All right, then I'll call that broker, the nice young broker. He calls me every couple of months like clockwork. He wants to know if we want to sell this place and move into that new Sky Blue Point condominium.
He called the other day while you were out. He's not in real estate anymore. He's now an account executive, selling precious metals and gemstones. He said if we act quickly, we could make a small fortune.
Oh, sure, I know all about that. My father was a rich man back in 1929. They told him to invest his big fortune in the stock markets. He did, and they were right. His big fortune became a small one. Look at this. I don't believe it. Listen to this. According to page 3, paragraph 5, only blood relatives may occupy the unit in our absence. To get approval, we must provide the governing board with the names of family members for the past 3 generations in a sworn affidavit. It's unbelievable.
Don't get yourself excited. It's not worth getting upset about.
Oh, think again, Rosie. What happens when your sister Gloria and her famous author husband Alex want to come and use this place?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when they see his affidavit and find out that his great-great-grandfather was Kunta Kinte.
Don't be ridiculous. Everyone knows that people who live in condominiums don't discriminate.
Oh, of course. How can I be so stupid? Listen, here's another one. If the developer shall retain possession of any units after turning over control to the association, he, at his option, may lease or rent the unoccupied units on a daily, weekly, or yearly basis. Rosie, you know what this means?
No.
We don't own a condominium. We own rooms in a fancy hotel. If I would have known this, I wouldn't have been so neighborly to the neighbors when I helped them move up their suitcases. They're only guests in a hotel. When they offered me a tip, I should have accepted it.
Oh, Max, maybe we should go to the next board meeting. Tell them we're sorry, that we won't break any more rules. I'm sure the directors are reasonable people like us, and we can forget the whole thing. After all, we didn't come to Florida to get involved.
Oh, no. Not on your life. They started this, and I'm going to finish it. Rules, schmools. I'll take care of this. Do you remember when we first got married? I worked in that sweatshop for 60 hours a week for peanuts. They couldn't take Maxie over. Remember, I got the union in, and I doubled the wages of everybody.
Yes, darling, I remember. Everybody wanted to be your friend. They couldn't wait to shake your hand and kiss your behind. And then, when the company began to lose money and went bankrupt, they all blamed you for losing their jobs. If my mother didn't take us in, we would have starved to death.
Your mother...
You showed them all right.
Yeah,
I'll get it.
Oh, no, that's Bob. Give me it. Give me the phone.
Bob, darling, it's good to hear your voice. How's Glenda and my darling little Mikey? Good. Family all okay? Your mother and father well?
Will you give me the phone?
Bob, her love to everybody. And kiss Mikey for me.
Hello, Bob. Yeah, look, I've been reading these documents, the rules and everything that they gave us. You wouldn't believe the crap that's in them. I must have been drunk or sleeping or something when I signed them. Yeah, now I know what that comedian on TV means when he said living in a condominium is like having sex with a condom on. Yeah, you feel secure while getting screwed. Yeah, okay, did you find out anything? Don't give me this legal gibberish. I'm your father-in-law. Yeah? Okay, yeah, get a pencil.
Over here, over here.
Okay, I got it. Go ahead. Yeah? Come in. Uh-huh. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. You mean he really had the nerve to do that? Yeah, of course I believe you. Yeah. Okay. All right, Bob. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I was right when I said to everybody my daughter married a genius. Yeah. I'll go to the post office first thing in the morning. Right. Okay. Give my love to your mother and father. Kiss the baby. Right. Okay. Yeah, of course I'll keep you in too. I'll keep check. Right. Okay. Bye.
So?
Ha ha ha! We got him now.
What?
Get everything, Rosie. Rules, schmools, Becca, Picka. Don't worry about a thing. Maxie's gonna take care of everything.
Are you feeling okay, honey?
I feel great. I feel like a kid in a candy store. Hey, let's celebrate. Let's have a big piece of your apple pie and a big chunk of chocolate ice cream.
Okay, coming up.
Okay. Tomorrow, when the morning sun rises, a fella named Vico is in for surprises. The board of directors are in for a lesson. They'll find out with Max they shouldn't be messing. Believe me, dear Rosie, what I say is true. The skies that are gray now are gonna be blue. Tomorrow I promise that things will get better, and they will regret that they sent that damn letter. If they only knew when they started this journey that our son-in-law would soon be an attorney. Truth is stranger than fiction, don't they know it's a fact? Watch what happens when you see the next act. Tomorrow, it's our turn to sing. Grief on the directors and bicker I'll bring. From the rooftops I'll holler, I'll shout and I'll scream. The good times are back, folks, so's your promised dream.
Remember, only crazy eights can change a suit, and no picking from the deck if you have a match in your hand.
Okay. Has anyone heard anything more about the carryings-on in the Croydon building? I heard our friend has been having late-night visits from that widower in phase 3.
Sally T? Has she got another live one on the hook? I hear she's already buried 3 husbands. The way she flirts with the men in this place, it's a wonder she doesn't have one of those take-a-number machines right outside her door.
Who's the unlucky Romeo this time? I'll bet he has one foot on a banana peel and the other one in the grave. She'll have him down the aisle and into intensive care before he even gets his zipper opened.
With her luck, he'll get his what's this caught in it, and she'll go right to probate.
I've already warned my hubby. Whatever he dreams of getting from her, I'll give him double. Starting with elation and ending with castration.
Oh, stop it, girls. You make it sound like
and I got goosebumps.
All my Max has to do is touch me, and I melt.
My Harry tells me I have a body like a model, and I tell him he's so sexy. He could be president of the United States.
You mean like George Bush?
Don't be foolish. I mean like Gary Hart.
I met the new veteran who just moved in today. He invited me in, and so we sat talking about our jobs and our hobbies. You know, he's really a nice, refined gentleman. I didn't realize I was staring at him until he asked me why. He caught me off guard in a moment of wishful thinking, so I just told him that he looked like my third husband.
I wasn't aware that you had been married 3 times.
No, just twice.
Listen to the red hot mama bragging. For your information, my Harry satisfies me every night.
Oh, come on, Esther.
It's true. Every night when we go to bed, he says, Esther, there's not going to be any sex tonight. Satisfied? I say yes, and we go to sleep.
Excuse me. Your girl's room is calling.
Before she gets back, it's none of my business. But did you know I saw that blind woman's husband, the one who lives in the Madison building, sneaking into her unit one afternoon? Little Miss Prim is no angel.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything, but my best friend lives in the unit next to hers, and when she stands by the bedroom wall, it sounds like Dr. Ruth mating with King Kong. Especially when she puts a drinking glass between her ear and her wall.
That's not can, girls. Come on. We came here to play cards.
Hey, did you girls see this notice on the bulletin board? It says the annual meeting for election of directors will be held next Tuesday. If you cannot attend, it is important that you see one of the directors and sign a proxy to ensure that the right people will be re-elected. Oh, they're also going to vote on some more
We have a lot of rules. Did you hear about the new one that they passed at the Bridge Trees condominium? If you own a 4-door automobile and come home after 11 o'clock at night with a full car, you have to shut all the doors at the same time. So we have all the fun that the snow wall, and you will love it.
It wouldn't bother me. We own a 2-door car.
When I first moved here, I got a letter from the office that someone complained I flushed my toilet at 3 a.m. I went right to the president and told him the next time I have a diarrhea attack in the middle of the night, I'll go down and sit in the swimming pool. Since then, they don't bother me.
That's nothing. My sister came to visit and decided to sleep over. In the morning, her car was gone, and we thought it had been stolen. Turns out the security guard had towed it away because she had failed to get an overnight parking pass. It cost her $86 to get it back. Now, don't laugh. It's not funny. I told my neighbor what happened, and he said if I voted for him in the next election, that he would get the money back.
If you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn I'd like to sell you.
You girls are terrible. The way you talk, it makes condominiums sound like we're living at a funny farm.
Oh, heaven forbid. Have you heard the joke
show at night, did he get up to go to the bathroom during the show, or did he wait for the commercial to come on? The funny part is that the other one said he always peed at the clubhouse before he went home, so he could keep his water bill down.
Excuse me, girls, but I have a report here of a baby in the pool wearing diapers. Did any of you witness the violation? Did they come in here to change it? Do you know who it belongs to? How long have you been playing? Someone must have warned them that I was on my way to investigate. If we allow them to get away with it, that infant could contaminate the entire Olympic pool. Breaking rules is a serious matter, and I intend to catch them, or my name isn't Sylvia Hardbody. Seems to me it must be a violation of rule number 783 or 784. It's a good thing I got the board to put all of our rules into one book. I bet Paradise Shores is the only condominium in the world that has a rule to cover every situation. Let's see. Here we go. Rule number 783. Peeing in pants. That's an easy one to spot. 784. Peeing on plants. Up north they die. Down here they call them hydrants. Here we go. Rule number 785. Peeing in pool. It shall be considered a violation when tiny yellow bubbles surface in the area. One more week and I'll have them all memorized, and then you'll see some action. Are you familiar with our rule number 786? Peeing in sauna. Apprehending a violator is not going to be easy. Our attorneys insist that I must catch them with proof in hand. Circumstantial evidence is no good. We're just very fortunate that we have attorneys who care about our happiness. Why, just last week, I caught a renter trying to sneak into the pool without showering. She had the gall to try and tell me that she had showered in her apartment after having intercourse. Who knows what kind of diseases these renters carry. Then, this one man comes down and he spends hours soaking in the pool. Well, I told him our pool was for swimming and not for soaking. If that's all he wanted to do, why didn't he use his own bathtub? You know, he had the nerve to tell me he wouldn't think of peeing in his own tub. Well, I've written a report on him, and our attorneys will be sending him a letter. What's this? Looks like someone walked through here with a wet bathing suit on. Aha! They do it every time. Change the little grass right in here. It's a baby girl, I can smell it. I'm going to get the president. If they should come back, by the power vested in me, I'm deputizing each and every one of you to make a citizen's arrest. Don't you dare leave. I shall return.
We are really lucky to have such a conscientious and caring person like Sylvia Hardbody living here. Did you hear? Just last week, she stopped her car in the middle of the road to help John Reardon cross the street. You know, he's the 90-year-old man who had a stroke. Poor guy could hardly walk or talk anymore. She had a heck of a time. Practically had to carry him to the other side.
She means to do good. It just doesn't always work out that way.
Good, my foot. It turns out he had just crossed the street before she drove up.
Come on, girls, let's play. I have a beauty parlor appointment at 3. A friend of mine will be staying at the Marriott tomorrow, and I'm going to spend the day with her.
Oh, well, maybe you'd like the 3 of us to join you for lunch. Are you free tomorrow?
Oh, no. She, my friend, and I will be having lunch in her room. We have a lot to talk about.
Oh, I'm sure you do. We understand, don't we, girls?
Of course, darling.
We'll get together some other time.
Yes, indeed. I'll let you know later.
Whose turn is it?
Oh, it's mine, I think. Have any of you girls used the new hairdresser at the Tiffany salon? His name is Monty. I'm not sure if he's, you know, but he's good.
I don't go to Monty to see him anymore. Or Tiffany's. I once had a 2 o'clock appointment, and they didn't take me until 4.
Did you girls hear about the 3 gay hairdressers in New York that attacked a woman? 2 of them held her down, while the 3rd gave her a permanent.
I don't know why people have such prejudices. They're almost as good as anybody else.
You have a point there. But just think how boring it would be if we liked everyone who lived in this condominium.
The last time I went to one of the board meetings, I thought they were going to kill each other. All they talked about was making new rules and spending less money. Then they started accusing one another of taking kickbacks and playing favorites. Oh, they have so many lawsuits going on. Some people call this place Sioux City.
Hey, I heard by the grapevine that someone is going to be sued for not disposing of their trash products.
Sounds like a lot of garbage to me.
My hubby and I don't have any problems. We pay our maintenance on time, we don't go to meetings, we don't vote, and we told them if they need a few dollars, don't call. Just send us a bill and we'll send you a check.
When my husband was a director, he voted no every time they wanted to increase the budget. He told them, we'll be gone in a couple of years. Let the next owner worry about it. I can't begin to tell you how much money he saved this time of maintenance by keeping the maintenance down. Oh, he believed in recycling everything. When he passed away, he left specific instructions to be cremated and his ashes spread over the flower bed in front of our condominium. The lawn man told me it was the best fertilizer ever used.
Well, I heard it was weed killer. I'm only kidding. Come on, girls, my hubby will be getting up from his nap soon. He asked what I was making for dinner. Well, I told him. Reservations. We're going to eat Chinese food tonight. You know, when I say it that way, it just doesn't taste the same.
I know what you mean. Max and I went to a fancy wedding one time, and they served us patty foie de gras. I didn't care for it until I overheard someone say it was really chopped liver.
Oh, excuse me, girls. I have to use the little girl's room.
Before she gets back. Now, I know it's none of my business. Do you know I saw that blonde woman's husband, the one who lives in the Madison building, sneaking into her unit the other day? Yes, I did.
Two pair kings high.
Hey, you guys want to play 5 Guys, son? Hi, Jack the Best. Wait a minute. Play dealer's choice, right? It's my turn to choose. And we're playing pillow poker with deuces wild. Let's ante up.
It just so happens I happen to have the deal, but all right, I'll play your choice.
There's no double pumping, right?
Okay, come on, deal or not. Make sure they come from the top of the deck.
What difference does it make to you? You can't even see the deck. Come on, get out the Kipperson. Let's play cards.
Did you guys see that good-looking redhead moved in yesterday? Oh, you know what? I heard you just lost a husband.
By accident or on purpose?
I don't trust your opinion, Tom. You're so hungry for a warm body, everything looks nice to you. Hey, I'll tell you guys where you can find gorgeous women. New York has the most luxurious condos in the world and the most beautiful women.
Hey, I don't agree with that. What makes you think New York is so great?
What other city in the world can a perfect stranger get off of 42nd Street in Times Square, get picked up by a limousine, go to dinner at the Four Seasons, then back to the penthouse of $1 million condominium, have a wonderful night of sex, and wake up with $100 more than they started with?
That sounds fantastic. That happened to you?
No. But it happened to my wife's sister? Come on. Let's get serious a minute. We have a big problem at this commercial. Did you hear about it?
Yeah, tell him.
You know Frank Lyman, the guy that swims at 8 o'clock every morning?
I know.
Well, he found a used condom in the pool this morning.
Kid, huh?
It's probably those damn renters. Couple kissing in the elevator the other day? They got no respect.
What's the matter, Leo? Jealous because you can't get it up?
Ask your wife if I can't get it up.
You ain't half the man enough to make it with my wife. She'd be the death of you.
What a better way to go.
Yeah, I heard they had to drain and disinfect the whole pool.
Yeah. Why waste the money? With all the incontinent swimmers living down here, no germ can survive in all that medicated fish. I'll bet you guys didn't know. Thomas married one of the sexiest women in the world. Yeah, tell us about it. One problem. She agreed to marry me when I only had 10 inches.
Ah, come on.
Hell, I told her, I'm not cutting off 4 inches off for anyone. Got you with that one.
Hey guys, let's take a little break. We got something important I want to discuss with you. You know, the election for the board next week. I've been thinking of running for the board and straightening out some of this nonsense that's going on around here.
It's a great idea. You take us all out for a ride when you get your new car?
I'll take you for a ride, wise guy, but it'll only be one way.
What the hell do you know about running a multi-million-dollar condominium?
I know plenty. I worked for a big corporation for 30 years, kept my eyes and ears open. There's nothing to it. Why do you think they let anyone who wants to be on the board, serve on the board? Well, even a 10-year-old can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, Max, you qualify for sure.
You're right. I asked the board 100 times to trim that tree where I parked my car.
Well, look, election night, you vote for me and I'm elected, that tree is history.
Yeah, my wife's been nagging me for years. You have to put a bidet in a clubhouse ladies' room.
No problem. But what about the women who complain that the water is too warm to drink?
Very funny. Listen, if you really want my vote, just make sure they keep the no more assessments. You know, when I moved down here, I paid $37 a month in maintenance fees. Now it's up to $54. Just because I vacation in Europe every year doesn't mean my name is Nelson Rockefeller. You should be so lucky and go out in style the way he did.
The way you drink, wouldn't be surprised one day you slip and fall in a toilet and get flushed away.
Suits me fine. Always want to be buried at sea. Come on, guys, cut it out. Listen to me, Max. Let me give you some good advice. You know, I've been around condos for 20 years. A friend of mine got on this board in 1972 and he's still president. All you gotta do is send a letter to the snowbirds, tell them you'll keep the maintenance cheap if they send you their vote. Right? Then you spread a rumor that your opponents are going to double the monthly fees. Right? If they get elected. Well, you're in.
Hey,
Nothing to do it.
Thanks for the tip.
Right.
Great. But But listen, I'll tell you, the first thing I'm going to do, if I'm elected, I'm going to hold the meetings in the morning so those smart-ass businessmen can't attend.
You're right. We don't always know all that management technology, horse pursuit. If it was for us retirees, what shape would this country be in today?
Right.
With you in charge, there sure would be a water shortage. I'll drink to that. Oh, that's a surprise.
Hey, come on, guys, be serious. Hey, look, if we can get Max elected, there's no reason why we can't get together the day before the meetings and decide what's right for this place.
Right. You know, that's a good idea. And my friend's Condo, they've been doing it for years. Nobody knows the difference. They told me they got drunk one night and they passed a rule that all new buyers had to submit a urine specimen before they could be approved.
You mean nobody objected?
Objected hell, they collected more than 20 bottles, and they're still laughing themselves silly. He said at the next meeting they're going to pass a rule demanding a semen sample. Now they're using their heads. They can probably beef up the treasury by selling some to one of those fertility clinics.
Oh, I see the headline now. 23-year-old woman gives birth to 64-year-old baby.
I'll get to that. Hey, go ahead.
Hey, you know what they call sperm donors in Beirut?
What? What do they call?
Cedars of Lebanon.
Oh,
Hey, okay, let's get serious. Let's get serious. You know, this kind of nonsense can go on in other countries. But I'm elected. Everything is going to be run by the book.
Oh, boy, I'm glad to hear you say that, Max. You're the kind of man we need on the board.
Great. Okay, then everything's settled. You take care of me election night, and I'll take care of you.
You got it. No problem. Hey, John, check out the men's room, will you? Either the bowl is leaking or that cross-eyed phantom struck again.
Listen, Max, did you see the notice on the bulletin board, you know, about the election? It's not going to be easy getting that clique out of office. The way I understand it, nobody knows how they get so many votes. Boy, I have a lot of friends who are fed up with the way they run this place.
Look, don't worry about a thing. I once organized a union, and I can take care of everything. I got some tricks up my sleeve that they won't be in for. So you just make sure that you and your friends vote for me, okay?
Like the old saying, it's not how you play cards, but who you play cards with.
Right.
We got a deal, Max.
Okay.
Think I'll drink to that. Sure, go ahead.
You know, my wife has at least 10 women in her cancer fundraising group that live here. Hey, I'm sure she can get most of them to vote for you when she tells them about getting the bidet in the clubhouse.
Great, okay. Now listen, let's keep everything quiet. Then election night, we'll give them a surprise they won't forget.
I love it. What a great idea. Get rid of the directors. Install a bidet. Like killing two birds with one stone. In one shot, we clean out all the assholes. You know, Max is right. We gotta keep it quiet. If the board gets wind of what we're doing, they'll get the lawyers on our back in a minute.
All right, don't worry about it, thing. Let's cut it right now, okay? Let's go. I want to start working on this election.
I guess that makes me the winner again. It's the way it goes. Don't you? Beer makes you smarter. What the hell are you talking about? Made Budweiser. Cleaning out assholes. Well, I gotta go. My wife says we can make the early version.
I gotta tell my wife about that bidet in the clubhouse.
Yeah, it's a good picture fight. We get the early price.
Hi. Hey, John, you got a minute? I've been talking with the guys about, you know, the election next week, about running for the board. I think maybe you and I can help each other out.
I don't know. What do you mean?
Well, I know you've been the manager around here a long time. You must know a lot of people. Maybe you can get me some votes.
I don't know. How could I do that?
Well, look, if you get some proxies from these people and bring them to me, Then I can give you, say, like $3 a piece for each one. How does that sound?
Pretty good.
Okay, but no, let's keep this all quiet. And then after I'm elected, things can get a lot better for you around here. Okay?
Sure, no problem.
All right, look. Here's a little something to get us started. Okay? See you around.
Shit, what a jerk. He could have got the proxies for $2. If you knew that for the past 5 years, all I've been getting is a measly $1 a piece. Sometimes I wonder how they find their way to the toilet. Things sure were a lot better when this place was first built. The owners were a lot younger. And I tell you, there was some classy-looking broad parading around the pool. Now I carry in the groceries and they tip me a big 50 cents. In the good old days, they would beg me to bring in their packages. And once we got inside, it was me giving them a tip. And a lot more. They all had the same pet name for me. Big John. Hey, don't get me wrong. I loved it. Once I had this steady thing going with this babe, for 2 years, my husband would fly down every weekend just to play golf. He was one of them New York garment center hackers. While he was chasing around the golf course trying to make par, I was scoring his hole-in-one. Seems like he finally had a bad year and got wiped out. Lost it all. The business, the condominium, and her. That's my luck. A lot of water under the bridge since then. Now they're all playing tennis. Between the old ones, sneaking around and making it on the slide, and the liberated living's getting it on everywhere but the garbage room, I can't decide if I was born too soon or too late. I try to stay in shape by going to the gym a couple or 3 times a week. Tennis is a little too strenuous, but I enjoy watching the ladies in their lace panties bat the ball around. I still don't understand how they keep track of who's winning with this love 15, love 30 business. Whatever. Hey, yesterday, this real foxy babe asked, what would I want to pick up her husband at the airport every Friday? What would I want? I tell you, if love 30 is anything like making par, screw the proxies. Looks like Big John's going to score another hole-in-one. Oh, wow.
I was a teacher in the New York City school system. Big deal. I was head of the whole department. Oh, be quiet, both of you. I was the assistant principal. Oh.
What's all this shouting about? I'll settle this. I'm used to directing people. I used to be a conductor.
Symphony or opera?
Streetcar.
Oh.
You sit over there. You move over. That was it now. Get the meeting started.
Attention, attention. Mark your ballot and pass it down. As soon as they're counted, we'll tell you who's on the new board. First, I have a sad announcement to make, and then we'll get on with business. You all know Phil and Emily Bradley. Well, Phil passed away last quiet or I'll take away your whistle. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my fellow board members and volunteers who help us run this place. A lot of you complain, but you never want to do anything. This is a thankless job, and we don't get a penny in pay. If you people don't watch out, someday no one will serve you. We'll have to hire management. Then you'll see your maintenance payments go sky high. This board has worked diligently to get all the bids on the much-needed repairs. We have all the proposals ready for consideration. And when we are re-elected, we'll get things going. The leaking roofs that we have suffered for so long will be taken care of. We don't need a new roof at $250,000, as some misinformed people claim. I found a man who'll guarantee to stop all the leaks for $300,000. The mildew carpets are scheduled to be replaced, and the backing up of raw sewage into the first floor apartments for the past 3 years will be over. If we catch the person who started the rumor that the wiring in the pool lights could electrocute someone, you better watch out. You all know my right-hand man, Herbie? Yeah. Well, he looked the situation up, and he told me the most that could happen is maybe you'll get a little tinkle. If that big shot woman is here tonight, I want to say that I trust Herbie's opinion because what you don't know, Mr. Smarty Pants, is that before he retired, he was a master electrician.
Where? On a mechanic?
Listen. Shut up, boy. For the record, I want you all to know that this board, with the help of our attorneys, Vico, Pecker, and Straight, was successful in taking care of the few troublemakers we have. The rules must be obeyed and will be, even if we have to sue every violator. I don't like being president every year. There's no one here who can do the job as good as me. We live in a democracy, and if you don't like the way we run things around here, get out. There is still one rebellious owner here, and we all know who he is. The board is taking action. We promised to keep your monthly payments low, and we did. I hope that all you widows and people on fixed income remembered us on the ballots. And as usual, we'll remember you after the election. Keeping expenses down isn't easy. So we're considering shutting off all the perimeter lights at 10 p.m. Nobody's got any business being outside after that hour. To further reduce our electric bill, we are disconnecting the clubhouse kitchen clock and the toaster. There has been a rash of thefts in our parking area, and one of our committee members intelligently suggested that we turn off all the floodlights so that the thieves will have to use searchlights to see what's in the Then we'll be able to catch them. Inflation is eating us out of house and home, so we must cut back on unnecessary expenses to survive.
Cut back on the president.
By the way, I want to remind you, don't forget to be in a parking lot tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you're taking the bus for a day at the racetrack. If any of you have any complaints, put them in writing, and don't forget to sign your name. So we know who we are. Thank God you have me for president.
campaign. I arrived in heaven in '81. Being president was lots of fun. My power was absolute and I made all the rules. The owners obeyed me like a bunch of fools. They came to meetings to argue and fight. Didn't matter who was wrong or who was right. Some complained the water in the pool is too hot. Others proclaimed that it was too cool. I tried to reason. I begged and implored. The harder I tried, the louder they roared. My reward was a terrible pain in the chest. All my efforts forgotten, they laid me to rest.
I too was a volunteer. Into owner's heart, I struck fear. The Almighty called me in '78. As Condo president, I demanded he wait. Heaven got dark and it started to pour. A bolt of lightning struck and I flew out the door. My achievements in life were very small. Becoming president made me 10 feet tall. I ran my condo with an iron fist while my gang cheered and the others hissed. I ranted and raved and then I would shout, if you don't like living here, move the hell out. So if you're asked to be president and told, oh, you'll love it, just remember me up here and tell them to shove it.
Too bad you fellas have regrets. I left this world without any debt. But I was summoned up by the Lord. I flew here first class on the Concorde. You guys were foolish and wasted your time. When I was president, I stole every dime. Apathetic owners seemed to be blind, so I collected a kickback on every contract I signed. A few times they'd ask to inspect the book. I said, what's the matter? Don't you trust me, you schnooks? They cried it was too expensive for a CPA. I silently shouted, hip hip hooray. My advice to others who are still on earth, become a condo president and increase your net worth.
We have the final tally on the election votes. There, let me take it. Wait a minute. There must be something wrong here. Max Kagan got more votes than me. Mr. Kagan will now take the oath of office. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Max Kagan, swear to administer the office of President for the benefit of all owners.
Swear to administer the office of President for the benefit of all owners. Especially my friends.
Hey! I swear that all financial reports will be certified.
I swear that all financial reports will be certified.
I swear to appoint only the most qualified.
I swear to appoint only the most qualified. My friend. Hey, nice. Okay. Now I'm running the play thing?
Yes.
All right. For my first act in taking over this prestigious position, I make a motion that we terminate immediately the law firm of Vico, Pecker, and Straighten.
You can't do that.
Sit down. Sit down immediately, or I'll have my sergeant of arms put you out.
And I still have my whistle.
Right. Okay, my buddy? Okay. As I was saying, my son-in-law, Robert Harris, is going to be graduating from law school pretty soon, top of his class. And as soon as he does, as soon as he passes the bar, I make a motion that we retain him as lawyer for this condominium. All in favor? Terrific. Okay. I want to say that I'm taking over the presidency of this condominium. I'm very happy, and I want to thank everybody that voted for me. Thank you very much. I want to say that as president, everything will be done democratically. I don't care if anybody contradicts me or doesn't like what I'm doing, as long as you do what I tell you to do. A new broom sweeps clean. Things are going to be better here from now on. Now, the old board got in year after year. I'm not going to say how they did it, but a lot of things were left undone. This won't happen from now on. That's my first thing that I'm going to do at the next meeting. We're going to have all the pool ID tags made different colors so we can tell the difference between the owners and the renters. Secondly, I make a motion, since the board of directors, we have a lot of time and it's very essential that we get places quick, we shouldn't have to look for parking spaces. So I'm going to make a motion that parking spaces be reserved right in front of the clubhouse from the board of directors.
Good thinking.
Also, we are going to redecorate the clubhouse office. Since the directors spend a lot of time there, it's only appropriate. Of course, we're going to have a committee and get the proper 3 bids. But to save a little time, I've already picked out the desks and chairs and the color of the carpeting. But of course, the committee will get the other 2 bids, we'll look at them, and then we'll send an order through the treasurer to my choice, the Neiman Marcus.
Oh, that's
For our new editor of the condominium newspaper will be my wife, Rosie. If you have anything to report, if you have any anniversaries or birthdays, let Rosie know, and she'll put it all on the paper, and everything is going to be reported. All violations will be reported. Whether it's an overnight guest or a pet, this will be reported. I want everybody to take notice of this. I want things to be happy at Paradise Shores, so it's imperative that if you see something, you report it, even if it's your own neighbor. These things must be done. And for the next year, I promise you that we will have peace and harmony at Paradise Shores.
I move the meeting be adjourned. I second it.
Meeting is adjourned.
How did you manage to do it?
Well, you remember when I spoke to Robert on the phone and he said he looked in his law book? He found a case very similar to what was going on here. The board of directors were being elected year after year by doing a lot of shenanigans. They would get the out-of-town proxies and write their own names in. So what this guy does, he goes down to the post office. He must have had a big pair of you-know-what. And he gets a change of address and has all the proxies rerouted up to his brother in Alaska. By the time they find out about this, I mean, all I needed was a majority of 1. And by the time this board finds out about it, I'll have so much on them that they won't show their faces again at another board meeting. Rosie, we are going to have peace and harmony at Paradise Shores.
Oh, Maxie, I love you.
Rosie, I love you.